Chainsaw Devil's fighting the Nazi devil out there. Chainsaw Devil just ate the Nazi devil.
Huh. Trump was a Nazi. Who'd have thought?
Chainsaw Man. Okay, so for the first time in a long time, normally these chapters are so fucking quick. I feel like there's a fuck ton to talk about in this chapter.
Oh yeah, lots of mixed and disjointed feelings about some stuff from some of us here. I know Red's hyping the hell out of this. I'm just like over here like, okay, Makima, you've trolled not only the government, you've trolled the prime minister, you've completely fucked everybody over, but to what end? Like, I want to hate you, but also...
I don't think there's a reason to necessarily hate her. I mean, like, I think, if anything, this chapter gives her the motivations and, like, what's it called? When you're... Motives. Yeah, I guess motives in general. Like, now we know her motives, what she's doing everything for, and that makes her a more complex character.
Oh, yeah. I still...
So, yeah, you were telling me you had issues with it, so let's start with that.
Mostly my biggest issue here is, like, her being the endgame villain here, or seemingly build up.
I think that's what she is. This chapter kind of changes what her character is, in my opinion.
Yeah, like she'd been built up like in our head as this endgame villain, and here she is, just like, you know what? Here's my point to all of this chaos, all this fucking breaking down military style of Denji. Also, she kind of simps Denji too.
Yeah. And makes sense. Remember, by the way, this is actually a good callback. When I remember Denji asks her what kind of boys she likes, and then he said, "Well, boys like you." And now it makes it cut to now. I'm a big fan of the Chainsaw Man.
I also want to kind of be bored by the Chainsaw Man.
Vord? Did you say Vord?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not wrong.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's a Vor option?
Sign me up for that. That's my favorite tag. I want to be killed and eaten by the Chainsaw Man and erased from existence.
I want to be Vord and then, like, be killed so hard that all traces of me are gone. That's the millennial dream, honestly.
Oh, yeah. And so, I'm assuming that one of our generation's biggest fears is student loans.
I just want a guy that'll vor me and get rid of all my adult responsibilities.
So I'm going to need the Chainsaw Man, aka Denji, to eat the student loan devil.
Oh, please. Yo, yeah. Put in the comments what devil you want Chainsaw Man to eat. I'm happy that Nazis don't exist in this world. That's pretty neat. I wonder if that, that trickles down to neo-Nazis.
I would assume that Nazism is completely...
So is, like, racism completely not a thing in this universe now?
Oh, no, that's human nature. Unless they
ate the racism devil, my guy. That's the beautiful thing about this thing that they've set up. Things that you think would, like, be impossible to, like, get rid of completely. It's implied that you could just get rid of them. Like let me go to what she says here. She says, death, war, hunger. I could just fucking, like, those don't exist anymore.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to erase something from existence. Like,
I love it.
Like, I love it. In Madaka's box, there's a power to, like, erase color.
Yeah. You got rid of the color red? Why, though? What a flex!
The color red no longer exists.
Cut to me popping out of existence.
It's wild. Like, the consequences of erasing emotion, feelings, things from fucking existence is just such a complex fucking thing to deal with here. Like, I really hope that there's some sort of consequence for it. Like,
I don't think there needs to be. Like that's not the vibe I'm getting here. Like it makes total sense to me. Like, this reality warping power. Like, it'd be different if, like, the series was going to go on from here, but, like, when you're total endgaming, there doesn't need to be consequences. It's much like how JoJo is. Like, by the time you get to an end of a JoJo part, you have powers that are totally reality warping. And that would be an issue if the series was going to continue on in that same universe for hundreds of chapters, because then you're like, well, fuck that. We've already seen the peak, but this series is going to be over soon. So to me, there's really no need.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, but at the same time, like, this is one climax apparently. Like,
that's not true. I literally, if this series goes over 100 chapters, I will fucking give me something to do. Give me something crazy.
Shit. Right, Red's punishment in the fucking comics.
Yeah, no, they're not very unique. At least Luke's gonna say, "You say something bad about
Killua." Yeah. No, like
if this series goes over 100 chapters, I will shit in David's mouth.
No, you will not.
And he'll like it, damn it.
No, you will not. I will literally end your existence.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. That sounds like a man who wants to get shit in the mouth.
No, that's one kink I do not have.
The one. I don't know. But seriously though, like come on. Like let's stop with this fucking nonsense, okay? This let's stop fucking overanalyzing. Let's stop let's be honest. This shit's going to be over in like 10 chapters. Like, can we just fucking enjoy the ride?
I'm enjoying the ride, but like, Jesus Christ, you would think with a power like this in any other series there is a fucking consequence that needs to be had. But you also take into account that this is goddamn Fujimoto, who literally has no semblance of sanity whatsoever.
You learn to adapt to a certain author's style, yeah. Because like with this author, I don't see him explaining it, but it doesn't bother me. Like yeah, sure. I'm kind of curious why out of all the devils, the Chainsaw Devil has this particular power. Like I would be curious about that. But like you know, I mean, like I'm just kind of learning to roll with the crazy. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like. Literally every week I'm just like, what the fuck did I just read? What the fuck did I just read?
But
like,
you love it.
I absolutely love it, but at this point I'm like, it's like a drug trip. Like,
that's why I love it.
Every fucking week I want more injected into my veins, but I realize that 10, 20 chapters from now there's not going to be anything, and I'm going to be like a goddamn heroin
and then
addict.
I'll have to resort to actual drugs. So, you know, get some ready for me, David. That's going to be the last chapter skit is me, like, actually being like, well, that was a good final chapter of Chainsaw Man. Hard cut to me, like, in a chair with my arm fucking zip-tied, like, injected into my veins, David.
No.
Why not? Sure, because you have that Amazon brand meth. Like, fucking one-day delivery of that shit.
I'm pretty sure that's called with baby powder, my dude. You don't want that shit.
Get through those 15-hour shifts like a true Amazon employee.
Yeah, it's just made down there by like children in Mexico.
I'm getting real Outer Worlds vibes.
You know, and when the kids fucking die over there, the parents had to pay for their funerals. But not just that, they have to pay the taxes on their death. The fact that every employee around there is fucking affected by their death.
So let's talk about, there's a page specifically I want to talk about where like I knew sometimes Fujimoto just drops some shit and I'm like, I just lean forward and open my eyes like, what? So like when Makima starts talking about Nazis, I'm like, excuse me? And then so we have a whole page here of all of these devils that the Chainsaw Man has eaten, therefore has like gotten rid of this thing completely. And again, poor Kishibe, like the man, he's God, like he so badly wants to do what's right, but now shit's getting confusing and he's like, damn it. But yeah, so we have Nazis. Do you want to Google, are you on the page, David?
No, I'm not.
So can you Google, I'll spell it for you. Can you Google ARNOLONE syndrome? ARNOLONE. Arno Lone. So Arno-Lone syndrome. I want to know what that is. If it's real. I imagine it's real. Do I need to Google this?
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything.
Let me check. Yeah, maybe it's fake. Maybe he's like mixing, because obviously the next page there's a bunch of like obviously fictional shit, but I thought the first couple were maybe real. Let's see. Arno-Lone syndrome. Yeah, it's not auto-completing, so I guess maybe it is a fucking chains. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so that's a fictional thing then. All right, cool. But either way, so let's talk about things we know about, right? So Nazis, all of World War II, AIDS, and nuclear weapons are just whipped out of existence in this universe. That's fascinating.
So, like, the joke I've been saying, like, drop a nuke on her, can't.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my god. Also, by the way, imagine, because all of these things had devils, okay? I'm almost positive we've made the joke about the Nazi devil before. So that was a thing.
Yeah.
Can we just please imagine what that was? Like, I need a design of the Nazi devil right now. What did that motherfucker look like?
His name was Adolf Hitler.
No. Well, actually, maybe. Maybe that was
No. Wait. It was Mecha Hitler from Wolfenstein.
Okay, because so in the same way that like Makima is the control devil, but I imagine this is like a human form, and she, you know, because we see the chainsaw devil has like a beast form, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and same with the hell devil, we see the giant hand, but we also see like the thing that fucking spawned. So, like, I would just be curious what the monster form of the Nazi devil would be. Also, we saw Denji fight the bomb devil. Imagine the nuclear bomb devil.
Yeah.
That would be on some, like, gun devil shit. Because people, especially during the Cold War, oh my god, fear of nukes was massive.
I'm still confused how the chainsaw devil is more terrifying than the gun devil.
Yeah, so here's my kind of halfway headcanon, although it still leaves something that needs to be explained, okay? So, the Chainsaw Devil, for whatever reason, has a special power where when they eat other devils, they're erased from existence, right? So that special power leads other devils to fear the Chainsaw Devil, okay? So, by that logic, all of the devils are all of the devils are terrified of the Chainsaw Devil. So imagine all of that fear from all of the devils which I imagine outnumber humans. That to me explains where like the physical power of the Chainsaw Devil comes from, is because every single devil fears the Chainsaw Devil, right? But it doesn't explain where he got this fucking power of like erasing devils from existence.
Doesn't give that, and it also doesn't give the massive hate boner that others have for it, other than the fact that they're fucking terrified.
It absolutely does.
They're terrified, but terrified doesn't mean hate boner, my guy.
No, it literally says
when you hate something and are terrified of it, you fucking run the other direction.
You're not reading.
You don't run.
It says some react to his chaotic exploits with anger, others try to run and escape. Some worship him. Like, it's all the same shit, same reason, different people react different ways. I love how the joke for, you know, the whole of last week was how useless the Hell Devil was, but I do like this guy as he's, like, bleeding out. He's like, die after you do your job, gives him a little bit more blood, and then the hand comes out. Like, you can just feel the, like, embarrassment. Like, I feel like the Hell Devil's like, oh, God, that was embarrassing. Fucking, let me grab this guy.
Let me grab him. Oh, no, shit, he's escaped. I love that little, like, fuck you, you were useless from that dude.
Yeah, seriously, and I love the aesthetic, because one of my favorite jokes from last week was someone in the comments doing the Drake and Josh meme, like all the guys that fucking did the suicide cult get to hell, and they're like, Hell Devil, where's Makima?
Yeah.
And it's funny, because I thought that was the original purpose, was get Makima, so, like, you can see, he clearly fucking, he's like, okay, we'll compromise, I'll get Chainsaw.
Yeah, and like that's the one compromise. Obviously, if they Hell Devil's logic, I'm guessing, was like, if I drag the motherfucking Chainsaw Devil down to hell with me, that gives at least Kishibe a chance to eliminate Makima.
Yeah, because at this point, most of the devils would actually be on Kishibe's side, because the devils certainly don't want the Chainsaw just running around doing his shit.
For real.
And they certainly don't want Makima controlling Chainsaw, because at that point, you know, right, as the primal form of Chainsaw Man is just like, you know, like a primal animalistic thing. It's going around with no logic. It's just eating whatever it wants to. Whereas if Makima like takes control of it, it's gonna have knowledge and strategy, and it's going to systematically go around fucking targeting like the top dog devils. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like, and obviously if either of these two get eliminated, like, what would be the next logical step here? We have, if Makima's eliminated, Denji goes back to being, like, poor boy, like no direction because he's already given up his will to live, essentially.
Well, I know this is a hilarious idea because, it's Chainsaw Man, but, like, assuming Kishibe lives, I know. Take your moment to laugh.
Yeah.
You didn't laugh!
I want my boy to live. I don't want to laugh at that because...
I was gonna say, you know what? Your whole thing is, like, those really loud fucking fake laughs, so I was giving you an opportunity.
Nah, that's too realistic because, like, we know goddamn get him well that he's gonna die.
Right. Well, if somehow he lives, like, that could be, like, his father. That would be wholesome. New father figure.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be.
Kishibe and Denji. Fucking adventure. I don't know. But either way, though, I also wanted to talk about, the format's a little screwy in this video. Sorry about that, guys. I usually like to save predictions till the end because there's still plenty to talk about in this chapter here. I wanted to talk about, I love that we got, like, a total fucking explanation as for, like, how her, like, not dying from, like, gunshot wounds or any wounds works. Because just like, when we saw her fighting the Gun Devil, it was like she died for the 27th time, and then, of course, her getting riddled with bullets here. Every fucking time she gets hit by anything that would be fatal, it just happens to one of the citizens. Appropriate illnesses and incidents. So, like, basically, I'm guessing every fucking gunshot is someone just randomly fucking, like, fell over dead in Japan.
Yeah, like, that's why I was like, she's manipulated the government, the fucking... she's manipulated fucking reality.
Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine all the ways that she could fuck with the government, right? Like, either A, she gets it through fear, goes up and says, like, I could fucking kill you 3 ways from Sunday, Mr. Prime Minister. Or B, she if she doesn't want to do it through fear, she can just get something for them. She can be like, I'm a control devil. What fucking foreign country do you want me to fuck with? Like, you want that country to start selling you oil? I got you, boy.
You want the Saudi prince to blow you? I got you.
Specifically, would you like the Saudi prince to blow you? Yes. Kim Jong-un's fucking sister? She's pretty hot, right?
Yeah.
That was a meme. Do you remember that when that meme was going around?
Yeah.
The waifu eyes.
Yeah, like, horny knows no bounds, my guy. Doesn't matter if it's a dictator.
The horny devil. Are people...
Do not ever get rid of the horny devil, you bitch.
You want to know what made that way funnier? You clearly fucking mouth raped your fucking microphone. It was so fucking clipped. It was beautiful.
I literally, like, metal scream, grab my fucking mic. I'm like, no.
I felt the desperation. Like, no, you stay away from that devil.
And so one devil that needs to survive.
Oh, I'm very happy. Oh my god, you're right. So think about all the concepts you could just get rid of. It's terrifying.
Right, like, the human race would end if you got rid of the horny devil.
That's true. I mean, you know there'd be some like mouth-breathing nerds that would be like, we have to do this for the sake of the human race, and then all the Gen Zers and millennials would be like, nah, too much work. We'll just die out. What's the point?
You just get on top. Let's procreate.
Honestly, though, fucking controversial opinion. If sex didn't feel good, we'd probably be a lot better off. Like, because then we would only procreate for as much as we needed to just keep the human race going. So we wouldn't be, like, overpopulated, and we wouldn't be destroying the earth and all that shit, at least as much.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but also fuck you.
No, trust me, it would be definitely sucky if, I wish you could, like, have different modes, like when it feels good, the semen will be infertile. But when it's in order to have a baby, it has to be boring mode.
What the fuck?
Well, I'm just saying, we're talking about in the spirit of Makima, we're talking about how we make the world better.
And today we found out that Red has simped his last brain cell away.
How many crack babies do you think are out there that wouldn't be out there if people didn't like nutting so much?
Specifically, crack babies.
This is the first thing I thought of. Or if you want to go Family Guy, fucking high school dumpster prom baby or whatever the fuck.
Prom night dumpster baby.
So fucking horrible. Oh, God. But yeah, so there's so much to talk about, right? So there's that. And that actually reminds me of Hawkins from One Piece. He has like a voodoo devil fruit. So like he's able to like there's a scene where he's getting shot with a bunch of lasers, and every time it just like cuts to like randomly across the island, and like random people are just dying, and like a voodoo doll crawls out of their flesh and shit. I love that. So that makes sense. I'm glad that was explained in a very non-Fujimoto like move to explain that. But
for every question answered, we get 70 more.
Oh yeah. Again, like somehow it doesn't bother me. Like it did at first, but like I guess I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to the abuse after a while, don't you?
Stockholm syndrome. But yeah, and then it gets so much more interesting because like I saw someone on Twitter and they worded it really well. They were like, this one page gives us more world building than like a lot of other manga do in like 20 chapters. And it's like where they're talking about like things that used to exist in the Chainsaw Man world that just don't now because of, you know, he ate these devils. The sixth sense of it that all humans used to have. The light of a particular star that would break children's minds. This one's fucking fascinating to me. 4 possible conclusions other than death for the end of a life or a lifespan or a living being's lifespan. So like death is one option, and then there's 4 others. So like, that's crazy. Imagine like, oh, that one blows my mind. Like, so like first thing I thought of was like, you know, the 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Remember the space baby?
Yeah.
So like, you know, maybe that's an option. Maybe rebirth is an option. Maybe like I'm sure, you know, becoming a zombie is an option. Like imagine a world where death is just like, oh, you got like a 1/4 chance of dying, but then you could also be reborn as like an animal. You could also, you know, fucking become a zombie. Like that's crazy. Like that's such a cool concept.
Yeah, it is.
But that's one of those things. That one speech bubble alone, that concept could fuel an entire series alone.
It could.
Like imagine a series starting and that's the concept. Like yeah, in this world, like death is not the end. It's merely a new beginning, but not in like a Soul Society way. And like you know, you got a 30% chance of this. You got a 40% chance of this.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Like, I mean, we'll never really know what those other options were.
Oh, it's so interesting. But it's almost better. It reminds me of I think it's Eyepatch Wolf was talking about one of the reasons why Junji Ito's horror is so good is because he doesn't explain everything. He keeps it mysterious. Sometimes there is something good about not explaining everything. Your imagination will always be scarier and more interesting than anything an author can come up with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's the complete lack of answers to almost everything that annoys the Fujimoto reader.
Yeah, I get it. But at this point, I would say this to basically everyone. You know, it's time to. The series is almost over. It's time to either fucking stop reading it or fucking suck it up and enjoy it. Like there's nothing's changing it.
No, there isn't, and that's both the beauty and the curse of reading this fucking manga.
Yeah. And I love what she says too, because like obviously even to her she doesn't remember these things. The only reason she remembers the things themselves are gone from her memory, but what she does remember is the sight of Chainsaw Man fighting their devils.
Mm-hmm.
So like she doesn't remember like the actual shit that went down with Nazis, but she remembers the Nazi devil, and then she's like, oh yeah, Nazis, right?
Yeah. So the question is, how old do you think Makima really is? And also, how many reincarnations of the Chainsaw Devil do you think she's lived through?
Now, that's a good question, because clearly, you know, the Chainsaw Devil has been a thing for a long time before Denji, right? And I think one of the few things left that I do definitely want to know is, like, how the Chainsaw Devil ended up meeting Denji. Like, obviously, we saw... You know, he met Puccietta injured somewhere. Puccina somewhere injured. Yeah, I want to know what led up to that. And it very well may, considering now that we're finding out that Makima has kind of been watching the Chainsaw Dog for a while. Luke may have been, one of the people in our Discord may have been onto something that maybe she did kind of set that up. Like, I'm thinking it was almost like similar to an Aizen situation where Aizen was like watching Ichigo's parents as they were meeting. You remember that? Mm-hmm. Either that or maybe I'm thinking more likely she was just kind of like watching the Chainsaw Devil, and then it was like a total accident that like Denji got involved and like fuck, like oh shit, fuck, now I got to deal with this kid, you know.
See, I think Luke might have been onto something because she saw an easy mark.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because as she says in this chapter, the only way that she sees a way, the only way that she can see to go forward and like get the chainsaw devil under her control, because how her power works is as long as she sees you as someone beneath her, then she can control you. So that's actually a pretty good point there, David. Like maybe she was like, well, the Chainsaw Man himself, I don't see being able to fuck with. But if I mix it up with this fucking simp of a kid, Denji, like I can lead him down a path where I break him down so much and thus break down the Chainsaw Man as well.
Exactly. Like that's the one thing out of this entire chapter that's like, okay, that's pretty spot on obvious.
The reason I like this chapter so much is because it just solidifies Makima's character. And Makima has been such a great character, and this just finally puts like 90% of Makima's wiki page is gonna be from this chapter.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Like, just fuck the shield hero, bitch. Makima is bitch.
Oh yeah, but like that's the thing, because like this actually de-bitches her a little bit for me. Like she's still a bitch, but like this chapter kind of gives her like there are some motives here that are understandable, right? Like I kind of get it. And I was having a discussion with Jacob Steelram, one of our fans on Twitter, and we were talking about how like it's interesting because while she has good motives, the second someone starts talking about bringing peace through like subjugation, bringing peace through memory wipes, bringing peace through like eliminating something, that's when you got to get hella sus, because that is peace through authoritarianism, peace through censorship, you know what I mean? And like, it's almost like the Men in Black shit. Like, okay, yeah, we have peace, but at what cost? We're erasing everyone's memories. We're lying to people. You know what I mean? Like, and that's almost always ends poorly.
Absolutely. Like, I'm going to get some flack here, but like, there's like the taking down of statues is a big controversy here in America. And
well, just put them in a museum, I think is
exactly. That's my point of view as well. It's like, the whole conservative, like, you're erasing history over here. Like, no, they're not erasing it. You have to learn from your fucking history.
It's and about glorifying it,
Yeah, if there is no history to learn from in this case, with Makima, then how the fuck can we progress as a society?
That's a good point. Like, that could actually, I could see that being, like, the problem that the author kind of points out here, is that when you erase all of these problems, they will create new problems. Because if I've learned anything from Avatar: The Last Airbender, that one last episode of Powerpuff Girls that never aired in America because it was really weird, look it up. I'm telling you, look up the Powerpuff Girls Yin Yang episode. Yin and Yang is a fucking, it's some real shit, you know what I mean? Like the world is in balance, you know what I mean? Like, you can't have good without bad, you can't have, light without dark type shit. So like, I do feel like you get rid of some of these things, and like David said, because now those things don't exist and people don't have the memory of those things, new problems will arise, always.
So like, sure, we erased Nazis and World War II from the Chainsaw Man universe, but we also didn't learn from, like, the fucking gassing of citizens that no longer exists in this universe. So there is a dictator down the road. Be like, let's just put all of our enemies in this and then just dump toxic fumes in there.
I think there's a great argument to be made that if World War II and Nazi Germany didn't happen, we wouldn't be nearly as prepared for what Trump is doing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like Trump, like one of the reasons that Trump has had so much opposition to everything he's done is because the warning flags are all there. You know what I mean? Like oh, it's pretty Nazi Germany-ish, some of the shit you're doing there, my guy. But like if that had never happened, people would be like, nah, he's just being crazy. He's just a little eccentric, but he doesn't mean it. You know what I mean? The only reason that people are like, maybe he means it, is because they're like making parallels to Hitler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and then that is just a prime example of us learning from history, learning from the fucking past. And it's Makima over here, and this is why I still say she's a fucking bitch, is ruling through this means of erasing all things from existence. Leaves nothing to be learned. There's no lesson for humanity at the end of the game.
It is interesting. You're right, and it is interesting. This does help me humanize her a little bit, because until now I really had no idea what the fuck her motivation was at all. Remember we had at least one of my guesses for a while was that she was going to be like a hardcore Japan nationalist, like Japan will have all of the power. That's clearly not what it is.
No.
But like now that we know what her thing is, it's like at her core, I think she does want to get rid of these bad things. But she's just going about it in a very extreme way. You know what I mean? And that's to me, that's what makes the best villains, because you look at like, I always look to like communism, you know, like that is an idea that's on paper. It's phenomenal. But like the USSR went too far with it, you know, and like way too far with it. And they did it in a very bad way, you know? So like that almost every political movement, like you can like all it takes for a political movement to turn into like a terrorist group is someone like Makima to like be like, we must kill our opponents, you know what I mean? Like, whoa.
Yeah, absolutely. You can prevent these horrific things with her power. Like straight up, she can puppeteer the entire universe with her power, basically, as long as it's somebody that she sees below her.
Yeah.
And clearly with her ego
trip... That would be 99.9% of the world.
Right. Like with her ego trip, almost everybody in existence is below her.
Oh, David. Imagine David with a control devil.
The world does not want me with a control devil. I'm just going to put that out there right now. I'm an egotistical prick.
Yeah.
I don't shy away from that. But no, like straight up, like she could puppeteer humanity very easily without the need to erase these things from fucking existence. But she has gone so far.
Well, that would be equally bad, I think. Like that would also be bad if she was just puppeteering the whole world. You know what I mean?
It would be bad, but it wouldn't be as bad as like erasing the lessons, the fucking entirety of these beings and events.
That's interesting. I think I disagree. I think they're both bad, but if we're arguing what's worse, I think what's worse would be stripping people completely free of their autonomy and free will. Because if you're puppeting everyone directly, you're stripping them of their free will. Whereas this, they'd still have their free will. You'd just be like erasing history constantly. Both are bad, but like I feel like there's almost no point to even having peace if you have no free will. You know what I mean? That's the lesson of like the original fucking book of the Bible, like the Adam and Eve and the fruit of knowledge. Like the point of that fucking book is like, yeah, okay, I can put you down there. Like this is from God's perspective. It's like, okay, yeah, I can put you down there, and I can just make it so good, evil, that shit doesn't exist. Like bad shit literally doesn't exist, so it'll all be great. But then like, what's the point? If bad shit doesn't exist, are you truly free? Because you have no choice to do bad shit, so you're not really free. You're just cattle at that point, you know?
Yeah, you're essentially cattle. Like there doesn't need to be full on control either. She just needs to guide them down. Like, okay, this here.
No, that's a fair point. Yeah, she could do a thing where like she's like watching Big Brother style, and then like, oh, that guy over there is about to fucking rape someone. Let me just whoop. No, you don't.
Nope. Put that deck away.
Well, that shouldn't have been funny.
But like that's the kind of control that I could see her using, and it not being as horrific as like no free will. Obviously, you want free will in humanity.
Right.
But as soon as you are like, I hate you and your entire race. I hate you and your entire race.
Too much free will.
Whoa.
You officially no free speech for you. You don't get free speech.
Like straight up, that would prevent war. That would prevent famine. It would be able to prevent all of these horrific things from existing without wiping the entire fucking universe clean slate style every fucking year.
Yeah. That's actually kind of what's happening in One Piece right now. Like we finally figured out what the world government does in One Piece, and it seems like basically whenever shit gets a little too rowdy, they just do a quick little purge of like all the fucking rebels, and then
for the next 72 hours, you are free to kill and commit any crime whatsoever.
Yes. But yeah, another thing too. I think out of everything, the most fascinating thing for me from Makima's character in this chapter here is the fact that she is like super willing to be eaten by the Chainsaw Man, because that would mean she wouldn't exist. All of her history, all of her future, all of her past, everything would have never existed, right? And what that strikes me as is she obviously is the control devil. I wonder if she thinks that the world would be better without her. Is she self-aware enough to know, I think the world would be better without me?
I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
That's fascinating to me. Like, that really opens up her character to me.
It definitely is, like, does she think she's too far gone? Or is she just saying that to make the ends justify the means in a way? Like,
I almost wonder, because I was thinking about what control, like the concept of control would be, and what the world would be like if that was gone, just like, you know, AIDS and the Nazis and shit. And like, you know, the first thing I think of with control is like toxic shit, you know, like an abusive relationship, someone that, you know, like a parent who's like, you know, you have no free will because you're my child, that kind of thing. So if you got rid of control, that would mean everyone gets free
so like
will.
my dad for the first 15 years of my life.
Ripperino. Yeah. But at the same time, Steel Ram pointed out to me on Twitter, control could also mean good things. Like, well, what if we lose the concept of control, whoopsie daisies, we don't have control of our prisons anymore. Or whoopsie daisies, we don't have control of our nuclear launch codes anymore.
Well, we don't have to worry about that last one.
True. Good point. Right. So point being, right, that I feel like control is one of those things that has both good and bad elements, and if she allowed herself to get eaten and the concept of control was like completely destroyed, at that point you would essentially have pure chaos.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if you remember the last Splatfest in Splatoon. It was a chaos versus order, and chaos won, and people were like, yeah, just like total like Bill Cipher Weird Mageddon style, just like pure chaos reigns at that point if control is just gone.
Yeah, I mean, and as interesting as that would be utterly terrifying.
Yeah, and honestly, just talking about that with you right now, that actually opens up like a possible future for this series to kind of extend longer. You know, like imagine that's where it goes. Like she offers herself to first she would probably eat the devil she want, you know, like order him to eat the devil she wants him to eat, you know, certain ones, and then she'd probably offer herself to him, and then at that point you could have an arc, I don't know how long or short it would be, where it's just total fucking chaos, and we see the ramifications of all of these things being completely gone. So in a way, this chapter almost kind of opens up. I could see the series potentially going on longer from this chapter here.
And there's always a possibility for it to continue longer, and that's just how this series is. It's like I've said for the last 10, 20 chapters, like, it could end tomorrow, it could end a year from now, simply because of how open-ended it's written. And it's something you're seeing a lot in Modern Jump. It's like leaving a series super open-ended to where they can close the chapter metaphorically very quickly.
I kind of dig it. It keeps my, like, especially with my fucking severe ass ADD, it really keeps my attention.
But, like, it's just the state of Modern Jump. Is like, you saw it in, most recently in the series that I had the desire to potentially bring to the channel for a while, and then it's just like, nope, it's not there. It's gone. It was Time Paradox Ghostwriter. We did, if you think of it, you can iCard it here, the Why You Should Read. But simply because it kept going through, like, all these soft resets, because it was getting close to being axed and then did get axed because of controversy of plagiarism, the concept of it. They're like, no, you can't do that. So you got to the save the author bit, and it's like, oh, happy, yay, because time kind of just stood still long enough for the character to write the perfect manga to save the other author that he had plagiarized the series from originally. And, like, that's just the state of Modern Jump. Is like, it seems to have that, like, I can end it now, or I can tell the story over the period of years and years and years, just because of how cutthroat the magazine really is.
Right, so because of how quickly you can get canceled, they're just writing in a different way where, like, they could, they're always ready to end it within 5 chapters.
Yeah, and it's something that, like, now we're seeing, at least with Burn the Witch, another series that we're reviewing, sort of, kind of.
Well, we thought, we were like, well, it's ending, and we're not really, and then Kubo comes out, just kidding. So, yeah.
Slapstick on table.
Certainly trolled us.
But, like, a seasonal style manga is another trend that we're starting to maybe see.
That could be interesting.
And
Togashi, like, come on back, baby. The door's wide open.
Yeah, like, okay, we can rotate these series out. Or another video we were talking about potentially doing down the road was one of, like, if a series ends, going to, like a different magazine inside the Shueisha, you know, market, if you want to call it that, because of obviously like not being able to wrap it up on your terms, and that's something you see all too often. And I don't see Fujimoto needing that because of how masterfully he's gotten this down. Like, I can edit this week, I can edit a year from now. So
yeah, no, with this chapter, I'm less convinced that like because after thinking about it, even during this video here, like I think if he wanted to, he could do a whole like chaos arc where like after all these devils get eaten, like let's say here's a prediction, right? So two ways he can end this. Either A, Makima just gets what she wants and it ends with Makima winning. B, you have a situation, or no, B, so three options. Makima gets what she wants. B, Kishibe actually wins, defeats her. C, Makima gets what she wants, offers herself to the Chainsaw Devil. She gets eaten, and then Chainsaw Devil splits from Denji, and then you have a situation where it's Denji, without a Chainsaw Devil, Kishibe, and they have to figure out what to do to beat the Chainsaw Devil now that it's like apart from Denji.
Yeah, like, see, there's definitely those multiple options here.
Like any series.
The biggest one is obviously, I would love to see a Chaos arc where like Makima's just like, "Vor me, daddy."
Those exact words, please.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
That would cement her as literally the best female character in anything.
Just for me, daddy.
We finally see her just like break her fucking stoicness like that. She's just so into it. Like,
yes, more. No, but like I would love to see that, just simply so we can see utter pandemonium on the streets.
Yeah, and I think that would be perfect. Like that's honestly like I think that there's. I'm trying to think of how to word this. I think that would totally fit in with this series. And like, imagine, like I said though, like imagine Chainsaw Devil splitting apart from Denji, and then Denji having to make like a new contract with like a different devil.
Yeah, like
go down like Thor 2 style. We got to go down to meet Loki in the fucking jail cell, except it's like Rize and Makima's sex dungeon.
Well, I mean, we kind of saw, and somebody pointed this out, like all of his disciples lined up.
True. How would that work though? Because like in my headcanon, the Chainsaw Devil has split from Denji in this like headcanon thing that I've created. So like, could he be like trick them? Like, yes, the Chainsaw Devil is definitely still in me.
Oh, I don't know. Like,
because I think that would be fucking very interesting if they had.
It would.
Like it reminds. Like imagine if in like Naruto or Bleach, like halfway through one of the arcs, like the Hollow or the Nan-tailed Fox leaves their body, and now they have to fucking like deal with that. You know what I mean? With the power that they've tapped into their whole series, now they have to fucking somehow beat that without that power.
Absolutely. Like it would be beautiful to see that. Like straight up, like Kurama ripping out a fucking Naruto. That'd be wild. You know, still a 6 out of 10 series as you put out on TikTok.
Naruto, yeah. And in this situation too, like, because obviously the Chainsaw Dog has quite a bit of, love for Denji. So like, I could see a situation where like, Makima feeding herself to the Chainsaw Man, like somehow like, see now I'm trying to wonder though, because like if she fed herself to the Chainsaw Devil at this point, that would get rid of control as a concept, wouldn't that also break the spell of control, because then control wouldn't be a thing anymore? Because then the Chainsaw Dog would be free, and I don't know, I'll be curious how he's gonna do it, but I have a lot of ideas swirling around in my head. But basically this chapter actually has opened it up. Like I can actually see this lasting a bit longer now. Like originally I was like, how is this gonna go past 5 chapters? Now I can see it going like 15 to 20 more potentially.
So we got another like 3-4 months.
Maybe. I mean, like again, because like his arcs are fast as fuck. Like how long was the fucking like assassin one where they sent people around? Like it couldn't have been more than 20 chapters, right?
Luke, let us know in the comments.
Yeah. I mean, so like I don't know. Like I still think it'll end relatively quickly, but like I think there actually could be another arc, and that'd be so fascinating because like, imagine a situation where Makima is dead. She feeds herself to the Chainsaw Devil, and then you still have like another 20 chapters of like the ramifications of that.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like to give you a metaphor you'll appreciate. It'd be like if in Code Geass, after Lelouch like quote unquote died, if there was like another like 10 episodes like showing the ramifications and repercussions of that.
I mean, we kind of got a bit of that in the movie, but
there you go.
also no, we didn't because comatose fucking limp dick Lelouch comes back and like, just kidding, I'm here to fuck shit up.
Canonically limp dicked?
No. No, his dick is big and strong. Forever.
Canonically. If you measure the bulge. He's
packing at least 6-7 inches in there.
C2 wouldn't fuck with that shit if it wasn't at least a 7-incher.
Nah. Callan just wouldn't care.
Callan will take what she can get.
Callan will take anything that isn't her in a bunny suit.
But yeah, final thoughts for you, friendo.
Final thoughts. Jesus Christ, where to begin? Basically, I'm down for whatever at this point. Like, I have my gripes as I've vocalized in this video. How much of my gripes Red leaves? It's up to him.
Repeated gripes. There were some repeated ones, like 5 times in a row, and I was like, okay, we get it.
But like, straight up, I have my gripes. There's a little bit that I would still like to know, universe-wise here. Like, obviously, if there's the flip, I can go here, I can go there for Denji, could we see potentially him drag these other devils to hell? Or is the concept of hell now dead?
Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah. No. So actually, yeah. So obviously, there's panels of him fighting a fuck ton of these things in hell, right?
Yeah.
Now, did he eat them all, or did he just kill them all? Like there's
Right.
body part. He probably ate some of them, killed others. Like it seems like the way that she's explaining him is that he just kind of fucking acts on a pure animalistic, non-logical like mentality, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, if he fucking, that's fascinating. If he ate the Hell Devil, hell's gone, and then basically, would you have a Family Guy situation where like no one can die?
Would you also have like a situation where everything that was in hell is dead, or is everything that was in hell brought back to Earth?
Oh my, see, we need a chaos arc. We need the chaos arc. We need it.
Like, literally, think about that for one moment there. Like,
we need to see the ramifications of like mass eating of all these devils.
Not just ramification of mass eating all these devils, like the potential of him eating the Hell Devil. What would become of everything that is in hell? Would the primordials be on Earth? Would like there be no cycle of rebirth?
That's
for
what
the
I'm
devils
saying, bro.
themselves?
Like all of the chaos from everything that the Chainsaw Man can do. We need to see it. We need to see that shit play out.
I think I just mind fucked myself.
No, it's actually pretty interesting because in the beginning of this video, I was still on that like, yeah, it could end at any time, and now I'm like, wait a minute, Fujimoto may have just extended the series. It's possible.
Or again, get in next week.
Either way, it could end in 20 chapters. It could end tomorrow, and it's still gonna go down as one of my favorite series of all time.
It's definitely up there for me. Like, still, Johan, #1 villain. Makima's cemented herself at #2 here.
But #1 villain you want to fuck.
Well, absolutely, I want to tap that parasite booty.
Parasito.
She's got that WAP, weird ass parasite.
And you know she'll you're beneath her in her mind, so
she can dom me any day.
Yeah. She'll be like, much appreciated. It wasn't even a struggle.
It definitely wouldn't be. Especially after a day like today.
Ripperino. I apologize for your bad day, my friend.
Anyway, until next week, whatever the fuck is at the front of this video is obviously our skip for this week, or for this video.
I'll come up with something. But yeah, as late as it is and as much editing as this needs, it's definitely going up Monday.
And obviously, follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, all that shit.
Yeah. All
Until
those
ne-
things.
Until next week.
Peace. Also, watch our other reviews. Chainsaw Man gets so many views. Check out our other shit, guys. Come on now. Peace.